This is the new Cabrinha 2016 Chaos. This is our pure freestyle kite. It is a true sea kite design this year. It's an entirely new design. The Chaos is a 4-line sea kite with 2 additional arc support lines. This gives the rider the flexibility and mobility in the kite to be loose and free like a normal traditional sea kite, but the added support of a modern day kite. The benefits of the added 2 support lines is to give the kite some arc stability but still give you the torsional freedom of a traditional sea kite feel. A modern day twist on the true sea kite design is the ability to adjust the tuning of the kite to have the feel all the way in the spectrum from a traditional sea kite feel to a modern day sea kite with a lot of D-power. A modern day twist in comparison to a traditional sea kite is the addition of 3 adjustment points that gives you a wide variety of feels and performance of the kite. The kites will ship in the Y setting, which is the center. This is a good combination of line slack for passes and D-power. Move down to the X setting. This is the closest feeling to a traditional sea kite. You get a lot of line slack, limited D-power. The kite really has a lot of response to edging, but requires more edging to get the kite to fly forward. The Z setting gives you the most D-power. If you were in overpowered conditions, for instance, or trying to get the most out of the range of the kite, this is the setting for you. This is the middle ground. This moves more towards a traditional sea kite. This more towards of a high D-power modern day sea kite. Since the sea kite design gives you a very direct steering impulse, it's not really necessary to use the B setting very often on the Chaos until you get into the smaller sizes. On the kite side, we have the arc support lines. On the arc support line, there's also an adjustable pigtail with 3 positions. The middle knot is the common ground and the starting point in most cases. The objective with this setting is to have the arc support lines as little tension as possible, but add just enough support to stabilize the arc. In the lower setting, you'll find obviously the least amount of support. The kite might get a little bit loose and you'll sacrifice a little bit on the D-power. The middle setting, as it's been tuned from the factory, should be pretty much right in all conditions. If you prefer more arc support and slightly more D-power, you can use the top knot. Simply make the choice by using the pigtail on the end of the seaport lines and attaching to the pigtail as such. To ensure that the aerodynamic profiles are true to the natural arc shape of the kite, we use the pure profile panels. You can see that in between each intersegment seam on the leading edge, we have an additional seaming panel here. This enables us to put the correct amount of shape between these 2 segments and ensure the correct aerodynamic profile shape.